Russia ever launches nuclear missiles against the UK, this is the radar site that would detect them. And a team like this, from UK Space Command, would be the first people to know that Britain is under attack. It's their job to monitor the skies at every moment of every day.
Okay. L not received. Yep. Site report now.
Site report now.
Site report now.
Fylingdales, number of missiles by region, non-threat is 1.
What you're watching now is a rare insight into how they train for this job. They would have to alert the government and work out which targets were going to be hit. This is RAF Fylingdales in North Yorkshire. It's the UK's ballistic missile early warning radar base. It can also track satellites flying over Europe up to 3,000 miles out into space. We paid a visit to find out what work goes on here behind the scenes. Flight Officer Joshua Young is a crew commander here.
Missile warning needs to be 24/7, 365 days a year, because ultimately it is the deterrence for a nuclear conflict. So we will make the declaration as to whether the UK mainland is under a missile attack.
Fylingdales has been a crucial part of the UK's nuclear deterrent for decades, but its job has arguably never been more crucial or more difficult. Tensions between Russia and the NATO alliance, including the UK, have risen dramatically since Vladimir Putin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Russian president has frequently warned that he could use nuclear weapons against the West. Iran has also been expanding its own missile program. It's nearing the capability to build a nuclear weapon if it chooses to do so.
The threat picture is now more prolific. It changes, and it changes more rapidly as well.
Fylingdales was built in the 1960s, when 3 huge radar scanners were encased in structures that resembled golf balls. They became famous landmarks on the North York moors. The radomes were replaced in the 1990s with the huge pyramid we're visiting today. It's 9 stories tall. Each of its 3 sides is fitted with 2,500 transmitter modules. There are few radar bases like this in the world. Jamie Fuller, the Chief Systems Engineer at Fylingdales, who has worked here for 24 years, ensures the technology is working properly and oversees continual updates.
This array face is sending pulses, amplifying those pulses, sending them out in space, and waiting for a return to come back from any object that it hits. Whether that be a satellite, an uncorrelated target, or a missile.
Although no ballistic missile attacks have been launched on the UK or the US since the base opened, the team are constantly busy. Besides what their own radar can detect, they also receive information from satellites and other sensors around the world. Flight Officer Young revealed that this global system tracked 4,000 missile launches last year, mainly by Russia against Ukraine, plus in the Middle East.
Where in the Northern Hemisphere we see quite a lot of launches, but every single missile that launches from Russia, we need to look at it, we need to see what missile type it is, we need to see where it's going and what its intended target is.
Fylingdales is part of the American missile defense system. If a ballistic missile is launched towards the US, Fylingdales would help work out its location, speed and trajectory to help an interceptor missile try to destroy it. The UK doesn't have a missile shield of its own to protect the British population, but it does have nuclear missiles which could be fired in retaliation if an enemy attack is detected.
But the primary reason for missile warning and for this radar is for a deterrence. The idea that they won't launch that strike in the first place, because we'll see it and we reserve the right and the capability to actually strike back should we need to.
The team showed us how they would react to an enemy missile launch if the worst did happen.
Site report now.
Site report now.
This is operation. Site report now. Site report now.
Each member trains in this simulation room at least every 45 days.
Number of missiles is 1, number of objects is 1. Unit acknowledge.
They would be alerted by sensors on American satellites, which can detect the heat emitted by a missile launch. It would then take several minutes for the missile to hit the Fylingdales radar beams, when it could be assessed in more detail.
Fylingdales has no further mission indications in the system, closing down the lines.
So what we've just seen is a simulation of a missile event that we would track at Fylingdales. We'll look at the missile type and the launch profile, the speed at which it will travel. Ultimately, if it's an ICBM attack, it's going to go up to presidential level. And the same, we will pass on to the UK government and our UK agencies. That will be passed up all the way up to the Prime Minister.
Squadron Leader Andrew Dale took us through heavily armoured doors into the room where officers were busy watching out for any missile launches in real life. Much of the information in this room is classified, and several screens were turned off during our visit to maintain secrecy.
This is a room that is manned 24/7, 365 days of the year, and this is where we carry out the missile warning mission and also the space surveillance missions.
Indeed, the team here also track thousands of satellites circling the globe. They look out for moments when no foreign spacecraft are over British territory, so the armed forces can carry out tasks in secret. RAF Fylingdales has been protecting the UK for more than 6 decades by watching its skies, but as each year goes by, this job only becomes more challenging.